the many faces of Superman. Where was Dean Cain?
He's Christian, and that's why he's Christian right wing. They don't like him.
I mean, I don't know if he's right wing. He's conservative. You know, I grew up.
Him, that's you know what I mean. He's conservative.
Well, for them, it's all the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all Himmlers, yeah.
And you look at this, and it's like purposely cut out and cropped. Everyone did DCU, which by the way, I follow DCU updates.
Yeah, no, this is messed up.
Yeah,
this is messed up. This is what's wrong with the what Doge is uncovering, that these attitudes were propped up that not everyone shares, and they were look at this, cropped him completely out when you compare the two pictures, and did it perfectly. You couldn't see that there was another person there. And there's Dean Cain. Shout out to.
Too bad he wasn't in the middle.
Yeah, well, yeah, that Tug Life. Next time, get in the middle. But this is,
by the way, that might be by design too. They're well aware that people clip him out of things.
But look at the crowd of people behind them. A huge crowd of people. Obviously, they are fans of all of them collectively. They've contributed to the mythos of Superman, whether it's in animation or on screen. I mean, that's a great picture right there.
It is a great
original. It's a great photo. It shows the love for Superman and the people who have been fortunate enough to portray him. What are your thoughts on this? And is this kind of bias going to go away? Because we were saying earlier how much we all like community notes. And look, I'm well aware I'm not perfect on YouTube here. Sometimes get facts wrong. Love the chat when the chat's like, no, it was actually issue 15 of Amazing Fantasy. That was the first appearance of. Great. I want to know. I want to be corrected. I want to get things right. Being factually accurate is important, but it's so easy to call this out. Well, this kind of thing, this sort of cancel, it's like a pre-canceling, right? They cropped him out as a way to promote another attitude. It's over, folks. This doesn't work. You can be exposed easily now, and we see you, and people don't like it. I got to get your comments, all you guys. I'm livid about this, but happy that the internet does what the internet does and called it out.
Well, I have a question. Is DC Updates, are they ran by Warner Brothers?
No,
it's
just some dude.
It's a fan account.
Oh, then whatever. Then it's just some biased asshole.
Yeah, and it's par for the course with if you mention Dean Cain on any social media, there'll be the brainwashed in the chat calling him a fascist and all the other things just because he doesn't believe what they believe.
As long as it's not Warner Brothers who did it, then it's just some asshole.
The real thing here, though, is we need to stop throwing shade at CW. Look how good Brandon Routh's Superman Kingdom Come suit looks. That's CW, all right? What are they doing over there?
Yeah.
No, Dean, thankfully, is able to go on many of our streams and get his word out and, his comics with Gabe, I'll tell you, and all that. It's nice. The whole canceling shit doesn't work anymore.
Well, look.
And what's crazy is, like, I did a show with Dean Cain once, man. He is the most normal guy, man. Like he is very down to earth. He's just a good dude. Like I don't get the hate. I really don't get the hate, other than the fact that the guy's conservative. That's their only gripe.
That's it. Kevin Sorbo, all those guys. It's just because they're conservative and Christian. Neil Madonna, all of them.
I just think that and Rob, you and I have known each other since the 90s and been to conventions many times. Yep. It was such the most open-minded people, nerds. You don't see like riots in Philly after, a Superman movie comes out. You know what I mean? Nerds are the most accepting, progressive, having grown up on things like the original Star Trek series. Like nerds are really we are collectively drawn to each other by both our likes and dislikes. That no one care. I remember going to comic book shops when I was a teenager, and it was you'd find your people, right? This is the guy that also loves, Fantastic Four or whatever your specific interest was. You found your people, your friends. Didn't matter what they looked like, or what their politics were. We were drawn together by our loves for fandom. I want to hear Your thoughts on it?
100%. I mean, that was, and traditionally, you know, what I found, especially I was a big reader, still am, but science fiction, fantasy, and horror was a lot of it was very progressive in terms of things that it would expose you to, ways of looking at the world, because you're dealing with technology and you're dealing with ethics and morality, and in the face of changing technology, those things are fodder for storytelling. So people had to be more open-minded traditionally.
Yeah.
And it's bizarre. Like, I've never understood that. And I've been criticized recently for this outlook. I mean, we need different points of view to make this country work. You know, it's the push-pull between different points of view that cause us to think, okay, you might have a point, you might have a point. How can we reach a consensus and move forward? I mean, that's how progress happens. Otherwise progress stagnates. If everybody believes the same thing and does the same thing, how do you move forward? And the idea that you can't, and also what this is doing is very Soviet Russia. Let's paint people out of pictures and pretend that they didn't exist. Let's change history. Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman was a delightful show, you know, and Dean Cain was actually a very good Superman.
Yeah.
So, because what this shows more is how infantilized and unfortunately immature a lot of fandom has become. And I'm not saying fandoms, I can speak to this. We've always been a little immature. Puerile. I like big boobs still. And maybe that's a little too immature, but I'm just saying.
If that's immaturity.
Yeah, I mean,
different level.
But
I'm with you on the boobs thing. I agree.
I mean, it's, you know, I got somebody who wrote on my Twitter feed just the other day, and they put a picture of Rachel Brosnahan in that very kind of, it was very sexy brown dress she had on.
Oh, I was there, Rob. I was there at the CCA. I was there.
She was wearing this beautiful dress. She looked terrific. And some, you know, guy, obviously, if you look at his picture, he's exactly what you'd think. He goes, "Oh, we don't want a Lois Lane that looks like a whore."
Oh my God.
And I wrote back, "Is a woman in a tastefully sexy dress a whore?" And this guy immediately blocked me. Because, and I'm like, what kind of person are you? You know, and we all know, like William Shatner called it out on Saturday Night Live in the 80s.
Yeah,
but
these are people that don't have real relationships with women.
No, but look at the joy in that room.
Yeah, look at the people.
By the way, I don't even want to. It's not just beta incels. It's not just beta incels. This
I wasn't
ideological. I know, but the people. Just so it's clear, this is an ideological thing that Dean has been cast aside as, which you hope. Obviously, it's not as true in reality. Look at all the fans embracing him. It's that false algorithm. If you see his name, oh, it's like, what are you talking about? These people have never even met him. It's just because of what he believes.
Yeah.